Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? On behalf of a couple of crazy kids who thought today would be a great day for you to be a part of their lives, I'd like to make some introductions. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Heather's grandmother, Miss Elaine Anderson, escorted by Mr. Ryan Jackson. Put your hands together for Brian's grandmother, Miss Frances Yingling, escorted by Mr. Neil Caporale. And now welcome Heather's parents. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. and Mrs. Kevin and Nancy Stevens. And now Brian's parents, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Robert and Cheryl Weatherford. Our flower girls and ring bearers this afternoon, Miss Madison Weatherford and Mr. Mason Weatherford. Also a flower girl and ring bearer, Miss Kelsey McNeil and Mr. Ryan McNeil. And now welcome our bridesmaids and groomsmen, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kayla Bossy and Mr. Thomas Scanlon. Miss Karen Canerney and Mr. Jason Benz. And now welcome Rebecca Weatherford and our best man, Mr. Scott Weatherford. And now welcome our maid of honor, Miss Jennifer McNeil and Mr. Joshua Scott. And now, ladies and gentlemen, lean in real close. Lean in closer and lend an ear, because you know how important timing is, right? Timing is everything. Claiming the timing was never right, co-workers of Heather Stevens and co-workers of Brian Weatherford had tried for years to set the two up on a date. Finally, it happened one magical Monday evening, June 9th, 2008. He works for IBM, and she's a hairdresser. She was actually working on the hair needs of a bride-to-be. The two first met for dinner and drinks at the Burlington waterfront and found the conversation just dragged. It dragged so much, probably because neither one really wanted to say goodnight. Such good conversation, they found they share a common sense of humor, and they share a real deep sense of discovery and exploration. They both enjoy travel and sports. Heather says Brian is the most well-rounded person. He's a computer engineer, enjoys golf, and enjoys playing his guitar. Brian is most impressed by Heather's passion about everything she does. That passion keeps him grounded. She says she knew immediately she wanted to marry him. He was surprised by how fast, how NASCAR fast, really fast, that Danica Heatherford stole the pole position in his heart. She knew she'd found her Prince Charming when a long weekend trip to Myrtle Beach by way of connecting flights through Charleston, South Carolina, their last leg of Myrtle Beach flight got canceled. You know, it's not but about 70 miles between here and Charleston. It's not known at this time if there even is a flight from Charleston to Myrtle Beach. Brian had printed the boarding passes and itineraries for even the fictitious flight to Myrtle Beach. And the airline, though the flight was canceled, offered to put the wayward passengers up at a nice 5-star hotel in Charleston. To kill time, Brian took Heather shopping for some new dresses. They made dinner reservations and even made an appointment for one of those really, really nice horse-drawn carriage tours of historic Charleston. As they headed to the Ashley River end of the tour, Brian's guitar, which was not part of the weekend flight luggage, had magically showed up in the hotel lobby. when the carriage tour was ended, Brian had written a song to play for her on his guitar. The last verse proclaimed, he wanted to live life as man and wife. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and welcome Mr. and Mrs. Brian and Heather Weatherford. And now dancing for the first time as husband and wife. Put your hands together for Mr. and Mrs. Brian and Heather Weatherford.